Ephesians 1:13-14. In him you also were sealed with the promised Holy Spirit, when you heard the word of truth, the gospel of your salvation, and when you believed. The Holy Spirit is the down payment of our inheritance, until the redemption of the possession to the praise of his glory. The King James reads a little bit different. It says, in him you also trusted, after you heard the word of truth, the gospel of your salvation. In him also after that you had believed. Then you were sealed with the Holy Spirit of promise. And it kind of lays down a pattern. First we hear, then we trust, then we believe, then we're sealed. We hear the word of truth, that message of the gospel. Then we trust in Jesus and what he did, his perfect life, his perfect death, his perfect resurrection. Then we believe that that can be applied to us. After that, we receive the sealing of the Holy Spirit. There's this tension of divine sovereignty. God lays out this plan, and personal responsibility. We respond to it. And God's faithful. When we respond, he allows the Holy Spirit to be placed as a seal on our heart, on our lives. And think in the olden days when they would seal a letter or something like that. You had to have two things. You had to have soft wax that'd be put over the folds of the envelope, and then you had to have a stamp or an imprint or something. A lot of times it was somebody's face. It was something recognizable, a symbol, whatever. It had to have soft wax, and then it had to have that imprint, that recognizable imprint. And for us as believers, we need to have that soft heart that's submitted and willing to listen to the voice of God so that he can put his stamp, his face upon our lives. And it's interesting when it says a seal, there's ownership there. The seal is that down payment. In the next verse, it says the Holy Spirit is the down payment of our inheritance. And in this world, in this culture, down payments are very small. They're really not important. They're almost useless of saying, okay, well, I'm going to buy this house and here's a 1% down payment or 3% down payment, or I'm going to buy this car and I'm going to put a very small down payment on it. At that time, a down payment was either a large amount of money, very considerable, a large sacrifice, or it was something that was a heirloom, that person would come back for this. It was highly valuable. And God the Father says, hey, the Holy Spirit is that valuable guarantee, that value stamp of ownership, that value promise. It says, for our inheritance until the redemption of the possession. We're the possession, and that redemption, when it comes due, when that full arrival comes, Jesus is here. There's no more sin. There's no more death. Revelation 11, verse 15, the kingdoms of the world submit to the authority of Jesus. We're fully submitted to the fruits of the Spirit, the beatitudes of the Spirit, fully walking in the gifts and the power of the Holy Spirit. And it ends with, to the praise of his glory. This is God's master plan, and we get to be a part of it. You have the Holy Spirit with you, and you can simply pray, Holy Spirit, be the loudest voice in my head, and give me the strength and obedience to follow that voice.